Hey, welcome to my workshop. In today's video, I'm going to show you how I made this really simple sled that's for the winter holiday decoration. So stick around and show you how I made it. So I decided to make a couple alterations. The drawing that I had originally made, this wasn't matching like I wanted to, and I really liked the bat. So I made some tweaks to it, changed this around, changed some things around, and that's what we've got. After designing the side profile for the sled and coming up with all of the measurements, I then made a copy with my printer of this drawing so then I could cut it out and then transfer it to a piece of wood to use as a template. Then using some spray adhesive, I attached my template to the wood that I'm going to use for the template, and the wood I'm using is just an 1/8 inch thin plywood. And then the next step I did was just to clean up the edges on my belt sander. The mask I'm wearing, I won it in a contest that Midwest Man Mountain did a little bit ago. If you are interested in finding out more information about this mask, please go to his channel, check out his videos. He talks a little bit more about it in his videos. So I detached the bottom from the top mainly because they're going to be two separate pieces. The rails are going to be attached on the inside of the sled, and the sled is going to be basically a standalone piece that you could use without the rails. So that was why I separated them. So I decided to go ahead and just trace out a bunch of the sleds and rails on the boards. That was mainly because I'm going to be making a bunch of these to sell on Etsy, and you can purchase these on Etsy pretty soon, or if not now as you're watching this video. They are going to be sold before Christmas, but they will be available pretty much after that as well, as long as they are in stock. Now, the boards I used to make the sled ended up being a little bit narrow, but rather than going to buying a new piece of wood, I just added a little bit to the top to gain the height that I needed to get the top of the sled to be on the same piece of wood. To cut down on the cutting time on my bandsaw, I decided to tape two of the boards together, and I just did that using my masking tape. Kind of created a loop and then stuck two of them in there at opposing angles to create a really strong joint.
to get the angle I wanted, I set my table saw to cut at a 20-degree angle, and that's because your table saw is always at 90. So to get the angle this way, 90 from 110 is 20. So you want to do 20 on your table saw. After all the pieces were cut, I then took it to my router table and used a 1/8 inch round over bit to give all the corners a nice smooth surface, and then I just finished up with some sanding, all before moving on to the finishing stage. Now for assembling it together. To assemble it, I just used nails and glue to keep everything together. I was relying off of the wood glue to really hold things together, but since I have a lot of edge jointing wood, which typically doesn't give you a strong joint when you glue them, I added the nails to give me some extra security, knowing that these would not come apart. So there we have it. This is all done now. I've painted it all and everything's dry. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it interesting. Maybe you made one for yourself. If you did, let me know in the comments below and tell me how it turned out. Tell me what you would have done different. I will say one difference that I wish I had done was to paint it all before I painted these black, because it's pretty difficult to make sure the red and black don't intermix without covering it up with the paper, which I just hate doing. It takes so much more time to do it that way. So I regret that part of it, but everything else turned out well. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give me a thumbs up on it and share it, and I hope you enjoy it. Please watch the videos that are playing right here. These are some really cool videos. This video talks about some kindling stuff. Last week I just talked about kerosene sticks, so if you're wondering what that is, check that video out. Or down here in the bottom, you can check that video out, and that talks about the different things that I do with, like, when it comes to wood. And I did a collab with Eric from Life and Farmland, so you can check that out and see what you like about that. And also, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, click this right here, and that will take you right to my main channel to subscribe. So thank you for watching.